BJ Mafia, what's poppin'? So as you guys can see from the title of this video, we just got a huge Shams and Woj bomb at the NBA trade deadline, which is gonna be tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern. And we get a huge 3-team deal between the Los Angeles Lakers, the Minnesota Timberwolves, and my Utah Jazz. So you guys already know I have a lot of strong feelings and thoughts when it came to this trade. I'm gonna talk about this trade with every single team, and then kind of at the end, I'll talk about who I thought won this trade. Let me just get right into this and let me talk about the actual finalization of the deal. Adrian Wojnarowski tweets out that ESPN sources the Lakers are finalizing deal to land Minnesota's D'Angelo Russell, Malik Beasley, and Jared Vanderbilt in trade, including Mike Conley and picks to the Minnesota Timberwolves, and Russell Westbrook in a lightly protected 2027 LA first-round pick to the Utah Jazz. Also in the deal will be Juan Toscano-Anderson and Damian Jones to the Utah Jazz, Nickeil Alexander-Walker to the Timberwolves, sources said. Now, let me talk about the Minnesota Timberwolves, first of all, in this trade. And I thought that the Timberwolves got favorable compensation for D'Angelo Russell, who was a former All-Star point guard back in his days with the Brooklyn Nets. And he hasn't really quite panned out with the Minnesota Timberwolves after his short stint that he had briefly in Golden State. And D'Angelo Russell, we know, has kind of been always a very good and solid player, never a true, consistent all-star caliber type of player. And I think that what the Minnesota Timberwolves got in a guy like Mike Conley, who's a great veteran point guard, commands the offense. He's still a solid wing defender. He can still hit the three at a solid and capable rate that you need on the perimeter. And now you're going to get that chemistry back between Rudy Gobert and Mike Conley. And Mike Conley, who does a great job at facilitating the basketball, he's going to be able to really help run the Minnesota Timberwolves offense, I think, at a much better pace than maybe a guy like D'Angelo Russell was, who obviously we know is more of an isolation type of scorer. Even though D'Angelo Russell can score on all three levels, I really like Mike Conley going to Minnesota and, being reunited with Rudy Gobert. And also, like I said, I just think that he's got that veteran presence that he's going to be able to control and command an offense. And I think what Minnesota got in order to get him was reasonable. And we all know D'Angelo Russell really just wanted out of Minnesota at this point in time. Even though Minnesota has turned the corner, Anthony Edwards should have been an all-star in my opinion, and they've played significantly better since the start of the new year. So I think Minnesota did a solid job considering what they were able to get in exchange for D'Angelo Russell, getting a guy like Mike Conley. And I just want to say to Mike Conley, first and foremost, man, his tenure in Utah, man, shout out to Mountain Mike, because I got nothing but love for Mike Conley. I know Jazz fans everywhere got nothing but love for Mike Conley, and he was just always a great veteran, a great person on and off the court, gave it his all. And I wish him nothing but the best, because Mike Conley truly was an amazing player to watch these last couple of years, and I got nothing but love for him. Now let me talk about the Los Angeles Lakers. The Los Angeles Lakers absolutely, hands down, won this trade by a marathon compared to the Utah Jazz and the Minnesota Timberwolves. The Lakers, you're telling me, were able to move up off of Russell Westbrook's last year of his contract, which I believe was a $47 million cap hit. The Lakers were then able to go and get two phenomenal role players in Malik Beasley and Jared Vanderbilt, and still go and get former Los Angeles Laker D'Angelo Russell, who, like I've already talked about, is a significant upgrade from now, I guess, Dennis Schroeder and Patrick Beverley. And D'Angelo Russell is going to be an amazing fit with the Los Angeles Lakers, really taking a lot of ball pressure off of LeBron James, really being able to help facilitate, even though he's not a natural passer like we saw back in Ohio State. He's still very capable of dishing the ball out at a high clip. And D'Angelo Russell, I think, is going to be a perfect fit for the Lakers, like I said, for a multitude of reasons. And also, like I said, you're able to move up off that Russell Westbrook contract. But you're able to go and get Jared Vanderbilt, a great 3-and-D guy, great veteran, and a guy who's just consistently hustling, and he's always going to make that ultimate sacrifice for the team. And then you go and get Malik Beasley, another guy who can score on all three levels. He's consistently hitting threes at an extremely high clip. And I actually believe he's going to be in the three-point shooting contest this year, if memory serves me correctly. Do not quote me on that. Malik Beasley, Jared Vanderbilt, and D'Angelo Russell go to the Lakers, and they essentially just give up a first-round pick in this deal. But Rob Pelinka just had an absolute masterclass with this deal. I think that the Lakers just got significantly better. I don't want to say that they're now the title favorites in the Western Conference, because when they're healthy, I think this team has a lot of depth now. When you talk about other guys too, like Austin Reeves, Dennis Schroeder, Troy Brown, and the list goes on. We know that the Lakers are going to be a very formidable team come postseason time if they're healthy, which is going to be the big thing. But I think Rob Pelinka did an absolute amazing job. They only gave up a protected 2027 first-round pick, which is only going to be protected picks 1 through 4. And they got up off of Russell Westbrook's contract, even though he was playing significantly better, embracing the six-man role. Hallelujah, because Rob Pelinka just had an absolute masterclass. Now let me talk about my Utah Jazz, because I know Russell Westbrook is bound to get bought out by Danny Ainge and the Utah Jazz front office. I know he's going to be hitting the open market, so I'm not even concerned about Russell Westbrook even putting on a Utah Jazz jersey. But my concern with this trade is, what are we doing helping the Lakers out? I know that we're not trying to go and compete for a championship this year after having the biggest offseason in our franchise's history, trading away Rudy Gobert and Donovan Mitchell. But you just gave away two cornerstone pieces, I believe, that are going to be great role players for the team moving forward, in Jared Vanderbilt and Malik Beasley. For what? A 2027, lightly protected first-round pick from the Lakers, essentially? Like, there's no rationale to this move for me, right? The Utah Jazz are playing a very good brand of basketball this season. I think under Will Hardy that they've really embraced a new role, a new culture, and a new regime under Will Hardy. That's something that Quinn Snyder was not able to implement with this team the last couple of years. And you've got a great thing going with Lauri Markkanen, who's playing obviously at an all-star level, and he made this year's all-star game. Jordan Clarkson, obviously you got rid of Mike Conley now. Walker Kessler's really came into his own. Like, I know that we're not trying to go and compete for a championship this year, but it just feels like that was two great role players that you could have kept moving forward with this team. And I don't like giving up both Jared Vanderbilt and Malik Beasley. If you would have gotten both first-round picks, 2027 and 2029, from the Los Angeles Lakers, I'm having a different conversation and I would have been happy. But to only get one of those first-round picks for guys who I thought are definitely worthy in a package deal, in order to get that, I think you should have been able to get both first-round picks. Maybe I'm being a little bit greedy, and maybe I'm a little bit biased because I saw the way Danny Ainge absolutely reset the trade market value when it came to Rudy Gobert and Donovan Mitchell. So maybe that's where a lot of this is coming from. But I think Utah absolutely lost this trade hands down. I like that we got more future assets, including the first-round pick. I don't care about Juan Toscano Anderson or Damian Jones or Russell Westbrook being a Jazz now, even though he's going to get bought out. My issue is I just wish that we would have gotten more valuable draft compensation in order to get rid of Jared Vanderbilt, a great role player, Malik Beasley, a great role player. So that's just my 2 cents with it for the Jazz aspect of this. I think the Lakers won this deal. But Jazz fans, Lakers fans, Timberwolves fans, NBA fans out there, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. What was y'all's reaction to this trade, and who do you guys think won this trade? Like I said, I think the Lakers by far won this trade. But if you guys enjoyed today's video, man, make sure you guys drop me a thumbs up. It takes 1 second and it helps me in the channel out tremendously. And if you guys are new here, consider hitting that subscribe bell to stay tuned for more NBA content that I do here on YouTube. And make sure you guys go follow me on my socials, especially on Twitter. I'm very active and I'm on there every single day. The link tree will be in the description down below. And make sure you guys go follow me on Instagram and TikTok. I just made my sports account last week, so you guys can go follow me there. Like I said, the link tree will be in the description down below. But thanks again for sticking around throughout the whole video. Brett James, aka BJ. I'm out, y'all. Peace.